Hello beautiful people, and welcome to the video in which we're gonna have a closer look at this new tank hero coming up tomorrow. And what we're gonna do in this video, we're gonna present you this hero based on this information which we have right now, because the hero will come tomorrow. And of course tomorrow I'm gonna 5-star this hero and get her level 5 exclusive ASAP in order to put her up to the test. But in this video we're gonna explain the hero. Also, we're gonna go a step further, which is me explaining you how would I use this hero, in which match configuration would I use her. And little spoiler right here, I honestly kind of like this hero. And in other words, she is the long lost sister of Brunhild. So first of all, this is an offense buffing hero, but this is not a universal hero. Here you really have to pay attention that her offense buff will apply only to army, but not just that, because this hero has also a proc hit, which we, by the way, gonna test tomorrow. We don't know exactly the trigger rate right now. And when she triggers, she can only trigger from tank units again, and she's gonna hit 4 targets, dealing a 50% damage to each of those slots. So the most important part till now is pay attention. If you are using this hero on a navy or on planes, it will not work. This is strictly only for tanks. So here comes the part which explains why I said this is the long lost sister of Brunhild, because she's doing literally the same job like Asuka, but only with the magnetic wave effects. So when she hits those 4 targets, she will prioritize targets which have the magnetic wave on, which is a unique skill design. I'm not questioning that. What I though questioned in the past is how useful is it to let the opponent hit me first, and after that the magnetic pulse will take effect. And you guys all know that the more units you have on a slot, the more damage you will do. So that's exactly what NELLE is here for, in order to fix this problem, which also Asuka is able to do. So the passive skill, when this hero is deployed, all magnetic pulse effects are also enhanced by 30%. And I'm gonna go way deeper into this in the second part of this video, in which I'm gonna also explain you with which hero we will combine NELLE. And of course, there are some more other gimmicks which can actually add magnetic pulses, but we have to be a little bit careful in there, so please pay attention. Good, the level 5 exclusive skill, when this hero is deployed, the attack of all units will be increased by 30%. Now we come to the level 5 exclusive skill, which you'll definitely gonna need, because this level 5 will gonna increase again the magnetic pulse effect by 40%, and what's more important, at the start of each round, it's gonna apply a 60% magnetic pulse to 5 slots. In other words, once she procced the first 2 times, she can at least take advantage of this, just in case you are not planning to use her with Brunhild, or with special effects, or with the newest heavy trooper. Now we come to the level 7. So when this hero is deployed, all magnetic pulses effects will be again enhanced by another 30%. And on top of this, her proc skill will also gonna be increased by 30%. When she procs, she's gonna hit 4 targets with a 50% damage. If you are willing to go that high to obtain the level 7, then this 50% will gonna go up to 80%. So right here in the end, we come to a very key sentence, which says at the end of each turn, all the magnetic pulses stacks will be consumed, and also that each hero can apply up to 5 stacks of magnetic pulse. So before we jump to this part, in which I'm gonna show you exactly in which match configuration and why this new army hero looks actually pretty awesome, let's first talk about something else which is also very important, which is comparing the new army hero versus Asuka. And not just that. Now, from this perspective, both heroes are offense buffing heroes, but of course there are differences here. Like for example, the new tank hero has a higher offense buff capability than Asuka, but the new army hero is exactly just that, exclusively an army hero, while on the other side, Asuka is an universal hero, which is absolutely fantastic, which starts to work absolutely fantastic even without the level 5 exclusive skill. On top of this, on this topic right here with Asuka, I really do not see the reason to use the new army hero together with Asuka in the same match, because they both do the same job to detonate this magnetic wave. Good, granted, Asuka will detonate the other dots also. And honestly, I'm super happy to see, due to this new army hero, Asuka gets her freedom back. In other words, you can take her and use it on whatever unit type you would like to use her, because she is absolutely fantastic. Good, the second hero we have to compare the new army hero with is of course with Mr. Gypsy. Now, the new army hero has a higher offense buffing capability for slots 4 to slots number 9, while Gypsy has a higher offense buff just for the first row, just in case you are lucky and you're getting a hero proc from the slots 1, 2, 3. But from this moment, they are kind of different. So you're gonna see tomorrow in my battle analysis that in order to explain the new army's hero performance, we actually gonna have to have a look at Brunhild's performance, because this new army hero detonates these magnetic pulses, and on the other hand, Mr. Gypsy has a direct hit just like the new army hero, but it's far higher, so it's way easier actually to see Gypsy's performance in a match. The last thing we have to mention right here in order to draw the conclusion is, again, the new army hero is just that, exclusively working just for army, not for planes and not for navy, while on the other hand, Mr. Gypsy works for every unit type you desire to use him on, and that's why the new army hero is not a replacement for Mr. Gypsy, because Mr. Gypsy has a far higher value for your account overall than the new army hero. Good, now let's jump into a March setup right here and see how would we configure this new army March. So I said at the beginning of the video, it's obvious this hero is the sister of Brunhild, and makes a lot of sense actually to use it together with Brunhild. But up this moment, who should be the third hero? Now you have two possibilities here. You can go either a very aggressive way, or you can go a very conservative way. The very conservative way is of course as third hero to use either Striker, either Shinji or Mr. Duke. Now again, I have to put this video on the screen because it's absolutely super important, regardless of what River Game is posting on their official Discord. If you have Striker or Shinji, I will always prefer to use them before I will gonna use Mr. Duke. But if you do not have them, sure, you don't have this alternative, then you will have to use Duke. So that's why I will definitely prioritize always Shinji or Striker as a third hero for the indestructible buff. But we have of course the second option, which is to go extremely aggressive. In other words, as a third hero, I would definitely recommend you to use Gypsy, because it's an absolutely crazy hero, not just because he's gonna extra offer another layer of offense buff, but also that on top he has a very powerful and very strong proc. Also, this second setup, which is the new army hero together with Brunhild and Mr. Gypsy, sure is gonna be absolutely great if you are protected by a weakness tower. But of course that also depends on your opponent because of the broken idea of the morale system. So if you have a player coming with a war beast level 10 morale, then he is gonna bypass this protection of the weakness towers, which is what we have right now in game. So basically these are the two options: NELLE with Brunhild plus the third hero, whichever setup you prefer. But we have to mention one more thing. Because of the new army here together with Brunhild, you want to really maximize their performance, in other words the magnetic pulse effect, and you can get that from the special effect of the gear. Yes, I know their drop rate is kind of super low, and the other source where you can also obtain a magnetic pulse is of course from this heavy trooper right here, the newest heavy trooper. Of course, one last very important thing remains, which we can only answer it tomorrow because we really have to test to see her proc rate. That's going to be extremely important. So whenever the new army hero will gonna hit, she's gonna hit 4 targets, and on those 4 targets or 4 slots, you will be able to deploy ASAP this magnetic pulse. But then again, there's still potentially going to be another 5 slots. So in other words, we definitely would love to see 2 procs from her per round. That would be absolutely fantastic. So anyways, beautiful people, this is pretty much everything when it comes down to this new army hero, NELLE. I hope I pronounced it correct. I think the hero is fantastic, and I will definitely tomorrow gonna 5-star her ASAP, take her level 5. I would have done this regardless if I'm planning to use this hero after yes or no in order to test and show it to you guys. But I'm pretty sure that once I'm done with testing, she will definitely gonna help rework my second March, which is gonna be in my case NELLE with Brunhild and Mr. Duke. That's gonna be my second March for the tanks. So beautiful people, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, it's super important to come and subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely extremely important to motivate me to carry on doing such videos, investing so much time, and also on top helping a lot of players every single day. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to see me in the next episode. Ciao!